Now, this was a movie requested in the comments, and quite a few of y'all recommended it, so I said I was gonna check it out and review it. Now, the name of this movie is called OldBoy, and it's on Netflix. Now, when I first started watching the movie, I noticed the plot seemed kind of familiar. Well, I did some quick research and I realized that this is just a remake of this movie that I already seen before called OldBoy. Now, the one I seen, it was an Asian dude all this shit happened to. Now, we're finna get to it, but understand that this shit all over the place. So try to keep up. It was about a dude named Joe Doucette. Now, Joe was a bold-ass alcoholic. And Joe was walking around drunk as hell one night in the rain. Now, he ends up seeing this woman with this yellow umbrella, you know what I mean, just standing in the middle of the rain. So he walk up to her, and like he about to kiss her or something, and the next scene, you know, he wake up naked, you know what I mean, in the room. Nobody there, no way out. So my question is, and I'm sure a lot of people are wondering the same thing because this was never answered during the movie. Did he get the coochie or not? So he basically gets kidnapped and put in this room that he couldn't escape. Now, first of all, I never understood why they still call it kidnapping when you grown as fuck. I wish I would get snatched up by somebody and they spread all over the news that I was being kidnapped. Soon as I get free, I'm going to the news. First of all, bitch, it was an adult now. Ain't no fucking kid. Anyway, so they serving them food every day, about 3 times a day, I believe. And with everything that they served them, they got a bottle of liquor to go along with it. Do y'all know this man was still drinking? Let me tell you something. If I got snatched up while I was drunk, ain't no fucking way you gonna give me this taste of simple liquor a day again in my life. What the hell wrong with you? Then he finds out that his wife was beaten and raped in front of his daughter, and he was the prime suspect. Oh my God. You mean you still drinking after all that? And this man already serving time in solitary. So if he do escape, he gonna have to serve time again. Fuck liquor. Come to find out, Samuel L. Jackson was behind it. He was the one watching the cameras and shit. You know, Joe was in there losing his mind and shit. He was in there playing with rats and all kind of shit. So, after a while, after a few years, Joe started getting his mind together and shit. He started training and shit like he was getting ready to go to war. You know what I'm saying? He started getting swole and everything. So he ended up with about 20 years, dog. 20 years in solitary confinement. Can't escape. Man, this man started digging through the bathroom wall, like cutting through the tiles and pulling bricks out, you know what I'm saying, to escape through the little tunnel and shit. So he finally got his plan together. He finna escape. Then all of a sudden, he see on the news, got his daughter on the news. And she's talking about something, you know, she's talking about what happened and everything. And all of a sudden, gas just start coming from the ceiling. Then he pass on out. Then he wake up in a box, in a field, in a random field in the middle of nowhere. So he climb out the box, right? And the first thing he see is old girl with the yellow umbrella. Man, look. Man, I would have jumped out that box, brushed her ass, and beat the brakes off that hoe. Man, I spent 20 years in the damn facility. You want to grab her and get to asking questions and shit. Bitch, I'm going to ask these questions after I drag your ass on this hoe. I would have beat the hell out that hoe. Ooh, shit, I couldn't imagine. But anyway, so he finally catch up to her. He reached and grabbed her like, hey. And this other dude cracked him. Bob, what are you doing? And the other dude was part of the football team. Now, boy, when I say he tore their ass cat ragged in that motherfucker, Boy, he told them boys a new asshole. And now, you hear me? I'm talking about, he beat the whole football team ass. That's when he found out that training came in handy because his fighting skills were superior. That motherfucker. So after he wear their ass out, he run, trying to catch that yellow umbrella again. And by the time he get to it this time, it's a dude got the yellow umbrella. He said, hey, what that motherfucker at this umbrella? And then his nurse come up to him because he was standing in a little line. His nurse said, what are you doing? Hey, calm down. She want to know what's going on with him, why he tripping like that. And he like, man, I want to know what the motherfucker had this yellow umbrella. And she's like, hey, I don't know what's going on with that, but take my info. If you're going through something, hit me up whenever you need me. So Joe go to his old friend who owned the bar, and he asked him to help him with this list that he came up with. You know what I mean? He wanted to help him find the people on this list that he came up with while he was locked up. Now the list contained of people that could possibly want revenge from Joe, some people that who might have been the ones to lock him up for them 20 years and shit. And in the midst of all this, that night somehow, Joe just passed out, from dehydration or whatever. And they end up calling in the nurse that gave him the info, earlier, that they told him, hey, hit me if you need help. And, she ended up showing up and shit. And she ended up going through Joe's shit, reading his letters. He wake up, he got in the midst of her doing all this shit and went off, snap, bitch. Don't touch my motherfucking daughter letters. He was so determined to get the kidnappers that he was studying their ass when he was locked up, you know what I mean? So the food that he was getting every day, because he was getting the same food, was some pot stickers. Man, that man studied the taste of the pot stickers. So when he came out, he remembered the name of the place they was delivering the food from. And, he went around at all kinds of different spots to see who got the right pot sticker. When he found it, he finally found the right one. Boy, he waited till them folk came in there and picked that order up, followed them folk back to that facility, and tore their ass up in that motherfucker. You hear me? Then he called Samuel L. Jackson and started torturing his ass, which was funny as hell, because that man sounded like he did when he got shot on Django. Ah, fuck you, Django. I thought that nigga was gonna say, this guy had the line, nigga. Nigga, oh man, nigga had me hollering, dog. That shit kills me when that nigga be screaming. Anyway, so the cavalry come. It was about 45 niggas, bro. I say he whooped every single last one of them folk. I'm like, what the fuck? This nigga tore their ass up. And what's crazy about it just dawned on me, they ain't have a gun the whole damn movie until the end. So, fighting all those dudes, ended up fucking show up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they tore his ass up. So he had to go get the nurse again to revive him, bring him back to life. Now after that, he goes to the bar, right? When he get to the bar, some people run up on him. She's a little Asian chick. She ties his ass up real quick. And then she bring him to this little sweet ass dude. You know what I mean? He was a little, she bring him to this little sweet ass dude. And he like, you got 46 hours to find out who I am or your daughter gonna die. Then he showed him a video of the nurse chick, and Samuel Jackson and his goons got the nurse chick, and they about to rape her, about to tear her ass up. He was like, and you can go save her now. So he go run over there, save the little nurse chick. When he get there to save her, you know what I mean? The goons, when he get there to say, man, my lip was dry as hell in that last video, man. Fuck y'all. Anyway, so Joe ended up getting saved. He ended up going over there trying to save the girl. You know what I'm saying? They set him up, but he got saved. Now afterwards, he ended up fucking the nurse. Then come to find out, the little sweet dude name was Agent Price. He was a billionaire. Now, I don't know why they couldn't just Google who he was after that. After you found out his name and he was a billionaire, you could have Googled his ass. Anyway, he had a hospital in his sister's name or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And what happened was he had a personal vendetta with Joe because Joe, when they was younger, they went to school together. And Joe caught his sister fucking her daddy. And Joe didn't even know it was her daddy when he spread a rumor about her being a hoe. And Gadrian, he said That ruined his family because his daddy was actually fucking everybody in the house, including him. And everybody found out about it, his daddy came in there and shot and killed everybody in the house. He shot Adrian too, but he just didn't kill him. And that fucked his family up. Weird ass plot. So he took Joe through all this, had him spend 20 years in a cell by himself just to get out and fuck his own daughter, who the nurse was. And then Gadrian ends up killing himself after he fulfilled this prophecy or whatever. And he did all this just because Joe called his sister a hoe when they was kids. Now, this movie was a clear example of y'all ass doing too damn much. You went through all that shit just to tell a damn story. You didn't need that many damn layers for the story to be interesting. You went through all the extremes you could to make this shit as interesting as it could, which made it trash. Let me tell you something. On the main scale, I give this shit a 5.6. I wouldn't recommend nobody to watch this bullshit. That shit was trash.
You know Marcus.
You know Marcus.